Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for the 1964 Natsu Basho, Day 2. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel. There will be a link for that below, and accessed with a monthly membership, which I believe is $9 at the moment. $9 monthly, that is, to access most of the archive coverage on the YouTube channel. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3, 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I'll click play on the video coverage. You'll do the same, and we'll be in sync for the day's action. So without any further ado, I'll start the countdown and get us going. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Archive. Alright. Our first match of the day, Wakahaguro, former Ozeki, up against Tochi Oyama. Just won his first Juryo championship. It's a... Oh, Tochi Oyama's jumping the gun there a bit. It's a 3-1 head-to-head in Wakahaguro's favor. So odds are on the former Ozeki here. They'll want to come out pushing. Couldn't quite get synced up there. We'll try again on the Tachiai. Tochi Oyama comes in low, taking the shallow grip on the belt, digging under the armpit, and dropping his hips, he finishes Wakahaguro Yorikiri. So smartly played sumo by Tochi Oyama. Didn't want to get caught, didn't want to let Wakahaguro get settled, just kept him off balance and used some good footwork. So picked up his first win of the Basho. And since it's the May tournament, of course, we're back in the Yogoku Kokugikan in Tokyo, the main stadium for sumo. You can see the scoreboard there in the background. Looks like a pretty full house today. Here's Kitano Kuni, Shinyu Maku, brand new to the division, up against Koto Zakura, back from an injury leave. It's an even head-to-head, 2-2. Looks like Kitano Kuni's right wrist is pretty heavily taped up there. See Koto Zakura's ankle's also taped up. Injury's a persistent thing you gotta deal with, really in any sport, but certainly in sumo, it's just a matter of when, not if. And jumping to the side is Kitano Kuni. Koto Zakura catches him and darts forward, but now it's a stalemate here in the middle. Now Kitano Kuni gets to some forward drive, pumping his gut in. Koto Zakura's on the edge. And Kitano Kuni is not able to finish him off. He's really giving it a good effort, though, digging under the armpit. Koto Zakura looking for that outside belt grip. He's on the edge again. Can he keep hanging on? Not quite. So Kitano Kuni took a couple attempts, but he was able to finish off Koto Zakura. Yorikiri. So that's his second straight win on his top division debut. Not too bad for Kitano Kuni. Koto Zakura yet to pick up a win. Looking pretty worrisome. He's the bottom-ranked Dikishi here in the top division, so he can't afford a losing record, even a minimum one. Well, here's Kane no Hana from the Dewano Umi stable up against Wakachichibu. Wakachichibu looking pretty solid yesterday. It's an 8-5 head-to-head between the two in Wakachichibu's favor. Head-mocking start there. Now Kane no Hana's digging into the throat of Wakachichibu. Wakachichibu is the one surging forward, however. Is the heavier of the two. He's driving in, pushing on the chest. Kane no Hana, nice low angle of attack here. Now he's pumping the gut and can't quite sync it up. He ends up getting slipped on the edge there and pushed down. Looked to me like a Tsuki Otoshi, like a thrust down win. So Wakachichibu, well, he was really on the back foot for the entirety of the last Basho, but now he can really put in some offensive work and prove he can still hang on the edge. So looking in much better shape for this tournament is Wakachichibu with his second straight win. Here it's Tsune Nishiki, lightweight technician, up against Wakano Kuni, the elevator Dikishi. It's a 9-4 head-to-head in Wakano Kuni's favor. Tsune Nishiki dives in head first. Now it's Yotsuzumo, all four hands on. Well, now it's all four hands on. Tsude Nishiki synced up that inside left, so it's inside left, outside right for both these Dikishi. Waka no Kuni is on the back foot. Tsude Nishiki digs in but can't quite finish him. Looks like he wants to break the grip now. Now he's digging under the armpit, raising up Waka no Kuni's center of gravity. You could see there Waka no Kuni was struggling just to keep his feet on the ground. So nicely played from Tsude Nishiki, showing some good core strength. Good tactical mind. Picks up his first win of the Basho, and much earlier than the last contest, where he only got one win for the whole 15 days. So Tsude Nishiki looking a little better, a little more comfortable at this rank. Maegashira 11. Here's Waka Tenryu up against Iwakaze. This is their first time meeting. Waka Tenryu is a young up-and-comer. Iwakaze crouches and plants himself, not even really moving forward as he catches Waka Tenryu in the jaws. Waka Tenryu looks like he'd like to get in a little closer to the belt, but is blocked. They're literally head-to-head now. Which one will break inside for the belt first? Iwakaze is looking pretty comfortable. This is the stance he likes to fight from. Head tucked in low. Things are certainly working at his pace at the moment. Waka Tenryu, what's his plan to break in? I think he's more partial just to working on the belt. Well, like I mentioned before, Waka Tenryu is one of the Hanakago stable Shichi Waka, or 7 Waka. At one time there were 7 Dikishi. A break in the action here. Iwakaze has gone for the legs. Oh, and a nice double leg there from Iwakaze. You know, to be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure what you would call that in sumo. I know that for any amateur wrestler out there, they'll recognize that as a classic double leg. That was some pretty nifty work from Iwakaze for his second straight win. Now it's Tamanoshima up against Amatsukaze. 1-0 head-to-head in Amatsukaze's favor. Tamanoshima comes out with some tsupari. Now they've closed the distance. He tries for an inside leg trip, but Amatsukaze is lifting and plants Tamanoshima outside the ring. So now it's 2-0 head-to-head in Amatsukaze's favor. Picks up his second straight win in pretty convincing fashion. Now looking a little more comfortable. He's not exactly a high-flying guy. This Amatsukaze is a little more comfortable here in the double digits of the Maegashira. Room for a winning score, certainly. Alrighty, now it's Fusanishiki, the pusher from Wakamatsu stable, up against Dewa Nishiki from the Dewa no Umi stable. I couldn't quite get synced up there. Dewa Nishiki kind of telegraphing what he's going to do. Wants to come hands out, moved defensively. And Fusanishiki barges into the chest. Dewa Nishiki's got a double hand grip on an arm here. Then goes for the outside on the belt and shoves out Fusanishiki. Well, that was nifty work from this division's oldest Dikishi. Dewa Nishiki's pretty good on that double arm grip. He's pretty good at working defensively. Many Dikishi have tried to blow him away quickly and just find themselves stalled for a good amount of time. So Dewa Nishiki looking pretty good. Gets a nice first win. Here's Waka Naruto up against Wakanami. It's a 4-1 head-to-head in Waka Naruto's favor. And Wakanami jumps to the side right off the Tachiai, the initial charge, and sends Waka Naruto face first to the dohyo. So that was a pretty easy win for this division's lightest Dikishi. Well, it's bound to happen every once in a while. Wakanami gets his second straight win of the Basho without even so much as really touching Waka Naruto. Despite both having Waka at the beginning of their name, neither are from Hanakago stable, of course. It's just kind of a popular prefix, I think, in the wake of Waka no Hana. In any event, Hagoroyama on the right, Kainoyama on the left. Hard charge from Kainoyama. Hagoroyama's got an outside grip on the belt, a little bit loose, but he'll have to work with it. Their hands are really jockeying for position there. Kainoyama looks like he wants to get double inside. Hagoroyama a little bit on the defense here. Kainoyama's got a good inside left grip. He's a very technical Dikishi, so he works pretty well on the belt here. He's driving forward. Hagoroyama wants to toss him to the side, but he's really not got much room to maneuver, and he's finished off in due course by Kainoyama. So Kainoyama gets his first win of the Basho. The head-to-head coming into this bout was 6-3 in Hagoroyama's favor, so Kainoyama's closing the gap a little bit. Now it's 6-4 in Hagoroyama's favor. Kainoyama, the sole representative for Onogawa stable here in the top division, which is allied with Denwa no Umi in kind of Ichimon terms. Hagorogawa here on the right up against Kitano Fuji. Hagoroyama jumping kind of diagonally away from Kitano Fuji, bit of an odd start. Kitano Fuji's inside left now, that's his preferred grip. And tosses down Hagorogawa with a Suinage beltless arm throw from the right side. So Kitano Fuji picks up his second straight win. Looking very aggressive as usual. He really doesn't hold anything back. He's not a Dikishi that likes to work on the back foot or pulling throw. He really likes to take him inside and head on. Well, the head-to-head was 1-0. Now it's 2-0 in Kitano Fuji's favor against Hagorogawa. Halfway mark of this day's action means bringing in a new set of ringside judges. There's the former Mitsuneyama getting seated. And here's Futagoyama Oyakata, the former Yokozuna Wakanohana. Won 10 championships in his career. Great Yokozuna. Now head of his own stable. Well, here's Maedagawa from the Takasago stable. Up against Kiyokuni. It's their first time meeting. Hard charge from Maedagawa. Kiyokuni tries to dodge a little bit there to lessen the impact, and then finally is able to push down Maedagawa in the frenzy of it all. So Maedagawa pulled down for the second day straight. Kiyokuni, meanwhile, picks up his first win. And just like yesterday, his top knot is not being done in the Oicho, the Ginkgo leaf style. It's the more simple top knot worn by the lower division Dikishi. Maybe he got his hair cut a little too short. Well, here's Ao no Sato. Bit of a baptism of fire. Yesterday he had Taiho to open this basha, but now he's working with something a little more manageable in Sekiwake Daigo. It's a 13-9 head-to-head in Daigo's favor. Charging in is Ao no Sato deep inside with the left, and a nice Dayashi, consistent forward movement off the Tachiai. So Ao no Sato picks up his first win on day 2 and puts Daigo's Ozeki run in jeopardy pretty quickly. And some Kenshoken, some prize money to cap things off. Oh, Ao no Sato, of course, belongs to Kitsukaze stable. At one time, Kagami Sato fought for there. I think that's where the Sato probably comes from. Well, here's Kairyu Yama, new Sekiwake, up against Tsurugamine. They've met 10 times, and it's an even split, 5-5 head-to-head. And Tsurugamine dodging to the side and pushing out Kairyu Yama from the rear, Okuridashi, rear push-out. So Tsurugamine, I saw a little bit of hand jittering motion at the beginning there, kind of trying to upset Kairyu Yama's eye line. Didn't give him a good idea of what to do off the start, and showed his technical prowess. So a first win on day 2 for Tsurugamine, this technical wizard from Izutsu stable, who picked up his 8th technique prize in the last boss show. Pretty impressive. Fuji Nishiki, like Maedagawa, his stablemate, yet to pick up a win. Maybe he could break away where Maedagawa couldn't today. Up against Ozeki Kitabayama. It's a 16-10 head-to-head in Kitabayama's favor. Not an overwhelming advantage, but, I think you'd surely put your money on the Ozeki. Fujinishiki will want to come out with a forward drive, pushing. Kitabayama might just be inclined to dodge, but he doesn't. Just comes out head first low, working his way onto the belt, and tossing down Fujinishiki with an Uwate Nage. Well, that was pretty good stuff. Very solid sumo from the top Ozeki, Kitabayama. There are 4 Ozeki serving in this basho, and he's technically the highest ranked one. So solid stuff there, 2 wins straight for Ozeki Kitabayama. On a tournament a few years back. Maybe he's due for another one. Who's to say? Ozeki Tochihikari, Kadoban for this tournament. In danger of demotion, needs a winning record up against rising star Sawahikari. This is their first time meeting, of course. Tochihikari is a veteran. Sawahikari is relatively new to this division. And at his actually career peak rank, Maegashira 4 is as high as he's ever risen. And starting low is Sawahikari. He's got the shallow right on the outside. Tochihikari trying to break the grip a bit here, but Sawahikari really... well, he's not broken on the grip, but he's being driven back, I think. He's being beaten for power somewhat by Tochihikari. Though not beaten for position, Tochihikari can't seem to get the grip on the belt he really wants. He's reaching, and not grabbing anything. Finally, he's inside left. That's broken off pretty quickly. Sawahikari is really pulling his belt back, doing well to defend himself. I got a break in the action here. The Gyoji wants to tighten up. Oh, no. Someone bleeding? Not really sure what was going on there. It looked like maybe there was a nosebleed that had broken out that the Gyoji wanted to stop up. In any event, well, that pause in the action maybe was just the trick for Tochihikari. Not long after, he shoved out Sawahikari Yorikiri, so, well, 2 wins straight for this Ozeki. No complaints from him, I'm sure. I'm not really sure what the break in the action was all about. Blood does get on the dohyo sometimes. If that was the issue. Who is to say? No, it does seem to be the issue. It's, Tochihikari is taking care to wipe himself off, check his nose. Well, here's Toyokuni, the pusher thruster from Tokitsukaze stable. Up against Sadano Oyama. Well-rounded fighter from the Wanoumi stable, an Ozeki, and he has a 7-0 head-to-head with Toyokuni. And Sadanoyama reaching for the shallow of the belt. He gets the front grip and shoves out Toyokuni Yorikiri. So pretty well plotted out by the Ozeki, committed to his game plan. You saw the Tachiai there. He immediately went for the front of Toyokuni's belt. And just took him a second to grab onto it. Sumo happens very quickly, but, you know, sometimes enough time passes, enough moves happen quickly enough that you find yourself having to make multiple attempts at your strategy, but it's not always good to shake things up. You might need to just stick to your game plan. Sadanoyama showed good mental focus here. Alright, well, here's Ozeki Yutakayama, Toyokuni's stablemate. They actually have the same character at the beginning of their name, being pronounced in different ways. Up against Oginohana. Well, it's a 10-3 head-to-head in Yutakayama's favor. So the Ozeki is the one to bet on. They're both grapplers. They should be headed for the belt. And they are. Oginohana looks like he's about double inside here. Inside right, firm grip. But Yutakayama drops his hips down and gets to work, shoving out Oginohana Yorikiri. So looking very strong is this Ozeki. Yutakayama, like Tochihikari, has not won a tournament, despite being at the second highest rank. He should be eager for that. He's the only one of the Ozeki who was a Makushita Tsukedashi, or a 3rd division entrant, due to his collegiate experience. Well, here's Wakamiyama Shin Komosubi, the heaviest Dikishi in this division, and one of the youngest. He's only 21. And he has his second meeting with Yokozuna Taiho, 32 bouts into his winning streak. Taiho won their last meeting. Ooh, Wakamiyama jumps the gun there a bit. Well, Wakamiyama, I'm sure he'll want to finish things quickly. Taiho, he's strong as it gets. Absorbs Wakamiyama's charge. Moves to the side a little bit here. He's got the outside left. Inside right. Now he's on the move. Well, Wakamiyama certainly is giving him some trouble. He surges back in and puts him back in the middle of the ring. Well, Taiho, he's a grappler primarily. This should work in the Yokozuna's favor, but Wakamiyama proving difficult to move. But Taiho wrenches up on the outside of the belt. Wakamiyama looked like he was at a pretty decent shot on an inside belt throw there. Taiho is trying to change the grip. That doesn't work. Wakamiyama, he's in it. Taiho tries to change the grip again. Swings around. Well, that was a big throw. That overarm throw, that Uwate Nage from Taiho. Well, that was a bit of a scare there for the Yokozuna. Wakamiyama really showing some grit there, but it's 2 straight wins in their personal rivalry. Taiho moves to his 33rd straight win. So the winning streak continues. Got a long way to go before he breaks the record. But looking pretty good. Solid. Even if he gets put on the back foot for a moment. Here's Myobudani up against Yokozuna Tochinoumi. It's an 11-3 head-to-head in Tochinoumi's favor. Rushing across the line is both Dikishi. Tochinoumi tosses out Myobudani with an under a beltless arm throw. Skui Nage. Well, that was fast. These two Dikishi are pretty lightweight. Want to move pretty quickly. Tochinoumi doesn't want to get lifted out, certainly, by the much taller Myobudani. So the Yokozuna is looking solid. 2 straight wins to open this Basho. Should be able to improve on his previous record. I think he only got like 10 wins in the last one. In the last contest. Not so great. For Yokozuna, that is, but it was his debut. It's Kashiwado up against Hirokawa. Another Shin Komosubi. Both the Komosubi for this Basho are new to the rink. They've had 2 meetings. Both have gone the way of Kashiwado. Kashiwado will want to close the distance. Good pushing start from Hirokawa. He's pulling back pretty quickly. Kashiwada's trying to work his way inside and then gets to pushing down on the back of Hirokawa. So Hataki Komi or Tsuki Otoshi, however you want to call it. First loss for Hirokawa and second straight win for Kashiwado. So the 3 Yokozuna are looking solid so far. The Ozeki also looking pretty solid. Well, a good way to open the race. We'll see who will be the first to give way. Certainly win a bit on Taiho, but who knows? Thank you for joining me.